are you? What do you want?
God sent me. Get out of here, man. I got to warn you. You're doomed to stay. Go.
Hello, children of the night. Welcome back to Blood and Guts SlashOrama. And we got a very special episode for you tonight. With me, as always, Mad Matt. How's it going, Matt?
I'm doing fantastic, Evil Adam, because as you allude to, we have a very, very special episode for our friends and our fiends out there. So what would that be, Evil Adam?
Well, if you look at your calendar, whether that be on the wall or the phone, you'll see it's Friday the 13th again. Again. And we've covered the looks of Jason. And we've covered the kills of Jason. So now it's time to get down to the meat and the potatoes and talk about the rankings of the films. Now, as usual, we have not shared our list with each other as to add to the element of surprise.
Right.
But we're going to do that tonight. We're going to break down the rankings of our favorite Friday the 13th films for you. So without further ado, let's flip them lists over.
And as we do that, friends and fiends, as we always like to allude to, remember, these are our personal opinions on the films of Friday the 13th. And obviously, like, if you disagree with us, we'd love to hear in the comments as to why. But if you disagree with us, put your list in there as well. Because, like, you know, we'd love to have those discussions with you. But as we go along then, I'm going to start us off with number 12. And the worst of the worst. You've heard me say this before. I cannot stand, and the same thing is I cannot stand it. But if I binge watch them, you best believe I'll watch this one.
Watch it anyway.
I'm going to watch it anyway, and that is Jason Goes to Hell: The Final Friday, directed by Adam Marcus. When Sean S. Cunningham got his greedy hands back on the franchise and said he didn't want the mask, get rid of the mask.
Yep.
This one, I mean, to be fair, it does have some good elements in it. I do like Creighton Duke in there. I thought his character was pretty funny.
I did like that.
I do love the setup for Freddy vs. Jason, what comes further down the road. But just overall, I think this is a terrible movie. Like, I don't like adding the Necronomicon, trying to say he's a dead, that junk. It's not for me.
Yep, and that's fair enough. Number 12 for me is the remake 2009.
Whew.
This is a slog. Whoa. This is a slog for me. I have tried to give this its fair due, and I think I've seen it maybe a whole 3 times.
Uh-huh.
And I just cannot get through. These characters are not relatable to me. All they do is bicker and argue. They don't even really feel like friends or enemies or anything like they're supposed to.
They also remind me of our friends in high school.
Well, they kind of are. That may be why it hits for me, but I just don't like this one. I just really, really don't like this one. So it's falling right at the bottom is the remake.
I strongly disagree with you on that one. But then moving right along, then number 11 for me, Jason X. And this one can be fun if you look at it a certain way. Like, if you're going into it just looking for kills, then you can have a good time with it. But if you're looking for story, if you're looking for suspense, if you're looking for scares, you ain't going to find it in this movie at all.
This one, nope.
So, like I said, if you're looking for goofiness, that's fine. So, but for me, the other ones I can get a little bit more out of because they are trying to be scary. They are trying to have some tense moments. They have more blood and gore in it for the most part, too. Like this one here has a lot more kills, but there really ain't a whole lot of gore. And it makes sense why when they made this film, it sat on the shelf for a few years before they could release it because they knew they had a turkey on their hands.
Right. And number 11 for me, Freddy vs. Jason, 2003.
You're such a crab.
I know. At one point they're doing like kung fu for whatever reason. I don't know. It's just it's a movie that to me, even though it came out in 2003, it's just reeks of the 90s and it reeks of the early 2000s. And
I'll give you that.
I'll give you that. And I don't really care for those. I mean, you got everything from the fashion to the hair. It's got some good kills. Don't get me wrong.
So you're saying it's dated?
It's dated. It's very dated. I don't think it holds up as well. Even, especially as the classic, the 80s, go. But, yeah, right there's where it falls for me. Number 11, Freddy versus Jason.
Number 10 for me then, and honestly, I'm gonna flip on my list because it makes no sense for me because I think I must have had a typo. I had something different, but for number 10 for me really is Friday the 13th Part 7, The New Blood. Okay. So coming in hot here a little bit, and we'll see. Like I said, my other one's moving up one spot, but
hot take.
I love the design of Jason in this one. I think he looks fantastic. Mm-hmm. But you take away that, the rest of the movie, like you're talking about, is a slog for me because everybody else is kind of like boring. Is the best way of putting it. Like other than Tina, I can't remember hardly anybody's names in the movie just because they're there to fill a spot.
Bernie's in the movie.
Yeah, I know Bernie. Yeah, but I can't remember. I know he's a doctor. I can't remember his name in there though. But anyway. Like I said, the movie itself is fine. Like I said, there's some ones below it. I think it's extremely overrated. And I think that's part of the reason why I have it low because a lot of people want to put this one up on a high pedestal, and I've never have seen it.
Yeah, okay, that's fair enough. It's a hot take, but there we go.
Yeah.
Number 10 for me, for all the reasons you mentioned, Jason Goes to Hell from '93. This one, like I said, too, kind of a slog. The only reason that I will watch it is because it's in the franchise.
You're binging it.
And I'm binging it. And if I'm going to the shelf to pick out a Friday the 13th film, it is usually never going to be any of these that I just named.
Yeah.
So for that reason alone, I'm not going to go too deep into why. I don't like it. I just don't. But there it is. Jason Goes to Hell.
Well, number 9, like I said, I flipped this on my list because obviously I didn't have it in the right order. But for me, number 9 is Friday the 13th, Part 5, The New Beginning. And so we got Roy. Obviously,
we got Roy,
and we're starting to get into the ones now where honestly I don't have any much problems with them. I like them. I just like other ones better,
right,
than before. So anything below this, honestly, I don't have a lot good to say, but sure. I do enjoy it feels like a regular Friday the 13th, like it follows the same old formula from 1 through 5. Yep. The only thing different is obviously they're trying to figure out, well, Jason's dead, who could be doing these killings? Is Jason really back or is it somebody else? I do love how they done that take. Mm-hmm. And I love the gratuitous nudity in this movie.
Yeah.
But my favorite character is probably I can't think of his name, but it's the son from that crazy mom, gets his head cut off with a cleaver.
The redneck guy.
Yeah, redneck guy. I love him. The one bad thing I will say about this, I think Tommy Jarvis is miscast. It would have been nice if Tom Matthews or Corey Feldman, if they could have got either one of those to continue the role or do it earlier.
Right.
I can't think of this guy's name, but I was never a big fan of him as Tommy.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's fair enough. That's a good take on it. What are we up to? Number 9.
Yep.
Yeah, for me, number 9 is Part 1. That's a hot take. I like the lore behind Part 1. I respect that. I respect the fact that, spoiler alert, it's Pamela. I could watch them kill Kevin Bacon over and over again because it's great. Scene. But as far as there's no Jason for me, which and I know it started the whole of course it did.
But people got to remember, as kids, we were born in '85, so by then Jason had already been established. So you want to see a Jason.
You wanted to see a Jason movie, which is why it falls so low on my list here at number 9.
Okay. Well, number 8 for me is a hot take that I have it above so many because usually this one here is at the gutter of the franchise listing. But I for me, there's still a lot of fun to have with this one, and that's Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan.
Yep.
And there is a lot of the people, if they don't like it, this one is I certainly understand why. And I don't really argue with them because I can see the merits on why they don't like this movie.
Sure.
But for me, I think part of this is nostalgia for me. It was one of the first ones I could watch by myself, and my parents didn't care. And so it's always going to have that special place in my heart as far as that goes. A lot of people don't like Slimy Jason. I love the way Kane Hodder looks in that movie now. I think they could have done better with the prosthetics on his face at the end once he's unmasked.
Totally.
So I totally do get that. Needed more blood and gore, but what saves this one for me is what doesn't work for me in Part 7 is I do love the characters in this one. I like Rennie. My favorite's Julius, who goes out like a man on that roof.
On the roof.
Punching Jason out.
That's right.
Like I said, it's number 8 for me, so it's definitely still not up in the top tier, but it's not in the gutter like most people put it. To me, it's right there in the lower middle, which is where, for me, it's a good spot for it.
Okay. And number 8 for me is Jason X from 2001.
Yeah.
And, call me sentimental, but this one has a little bit of nostalgia for me because we would rent this one often from our local video store and watch it when we were younger. Yeah. You and I would do that.
I remember first when the first day it came out, me and you both went to go get it.
Yep. And I like it. I like the kills. I know the sets are janky as hell. it's the whole movie overall is kind of janky, but
Yeah, it looks like the set of Firefly.
it really does, but even worse.
Yeah.
And but it just has a special place in my heart for me, and I like the way Kane Hodder, plays Jason in this. I actually, I think this one's pretty good for nostalgia for me. So right there it is at number 8.
Nothing wrong with that. And then number 7 for me, like obviously it's ranked too high for your liking, but Friday the 13th, 2009 remake. And honestly, I enjoy this movie for what it is. Now I get like the people when he's doing the tunnels, he's doing all these other things. It's really out of character for Jason. For that, I do agree with people on that. I don't really care much for that too. I think it's he's more just a brutal killer. It just happens time and place. Like he's not really out stalking. Like I said, digging tunnels, kidnapping people, holding them hostage, things like that. That just seems so out of character.
Out of character, right.
But I do, overall, I actually do enjoy the characters because for me, the ones that are unlikable, I enjoy watching their death scenes. So that, for me, there's a payoff of that.
Okay.
I think the special effects of it are really well done. Like the blood and gore, one of my favorite deaths, and it's a character I actually do like. I didn't want to see him die, is Chewie whenever he's getting the screwdriver up, and it's just slow and painful looking. Derek Mears, I thought, was he ain't my favorite Jason, but I thought he was a great Jason.
No, he's a good Jason. He's a good Jason. I just don't like this film.
Oh, I agree.
Personally.
And like talking with him at the horror convention down at Smoking Mirror and Terry, like he was a cool guy to talk with. Like he loves his fans, so that's very cool about him. Has nothing to do with my ranking on this. So I just have to throw that out there if you ever get to go see him. But overall, like I said, this movie, like I said, it's to me, it's nowhere near the worst and it's nowhere near the best. So for me, it kind of falls right in the middle of the pack.
Okay, number 7 for me is Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan, 1989.
Nice.
And I like this one. This is one that if it obviously is going to come up when I'm binging the franchise, and I can chug right along.
Like I said,
with
I enjoy this one.
I don't mind it at all. I don't really care about how did they get the boat in the lake and all this kind of crap. I really don't care about any of that. I can just watch it and suspend disbelief.
You're watching a Jason movie anyway about a guy that's coming back from the 10th time or the 7th time by that point.
Yeah.
So.
So, I mean, it's just a classic for me. And if you want to see more of our Jason Kills favorites, we do have a past video on that. You can check out our favorite Jason Kills. But right there it is, number 7, Manhattan.
Moving right along, then number 6 for me is the OG, the 1984 Friday the 13th. So that might be a hot take too, with all the ones that are going to be above it. But like you said, I respected that it's set the tone for the franchise. It set the blueprint.
Right.
Sean S. Cunningham did a great job. He set out to rip off Halloween. I thought he done a fantastic job doing it. He amped up the gore with it, though, so where Halloween was more moody, more atmospheric. This one here, he just wanted the blood in your face and the guts in your face, and you got the King of Gore, Tom Savini, to do that, and I thought they done a fantastic job. Obviously, if I'm binge watching, it's the first one I start with. I love Crazy Ralph. Like I said, I could watch Kevin Bacon die all day long.
Yep.
But where it gets me is there is times in the movie where there's a 3-minute scene where you watch her go through the whole process of making coffee, and you feel like they're dragging out the runtime. That's what it feels like. So there's parts where it is a little bit of a slog, but overall I still enjoy it.
Yep. All right. Let's see where we at. 6 for me. Part 6 is Part 5, 1985.
Yep. Roy.
And them damn enchiladas. I spoke on this one a few times on previous videos, and the more I watch it over the years, the more it does grow on me. I used to hate it going in because, of course, there's no Jason. Spoiler alert, it's Roy. But now I watch it and I love it. I can throw it right in with the rest of the franchise and just binge right along,
Yeah.
So right there it is. Number 6 is Part 5.
For me, number 5 is the one you absolutely love, and that's Freddy vs. Jason.
Oh, boy.
And now, granted, for me, as far as the Friday the 13th goes, this really feels more like an Elm Street movie, and maybe that's why I like it so much.
That probably is. I didn't think about that.
Because like it is. It's more of an Elm Street type movie. Like, you got Jason there. He gets more kills than Freddy does, but it just has that mood of a Nightmare on Elm Street and stuff. So I do enjoy it. It does... I think a lot of nostalgia, like I said, because we were seniors in high school when it came out. I had been waiting at that point 10 years after after Jason Goes to Hell to see that matchup, so I was extremely excited for it.
Yep.
There is, like you said, there's some things that do make it a little bit dated nowadays, but I can still pop it. We watch it all the time because it's one of my kids' favorite ones too, so I enjoy it a lot. So number 5 for me is Freddy vs. Jason.
All right, number 5 coming in for me is Part 2 from 1981.
Nice.
So we got Baghead Jason running around, actually running.
Yeah.
In
Sprinting.
this one, sprinting in this one. I like this one. It just kind of, as far as the franchise goes, it's one. It's not my favorite for sure. And the rest of them that are going to come before it are definitely I hold in a higher regard, if you will. But for this one, for kills, for costumes, for effects, I like it. It's a solid entry in the franchise. So right there it is, number 5.
Number 4 for me, Friday the 13th Part 2,
There you
Baghead
go.
Jason. And for everything you just said to it, like I've always loved, this was actually one, kind of like with Part 5, and I felt the same way about Part 5 growing up too. For some reason, I can't really put my finger on it, but for some reason I hated this one when I was growing up.
Yeah, same.
And the
Same.
more I watch it, the more it grows on me, to where I used to say, well, it's just a carbon copy of the first movie, but it's got Baghead Jason in it.
Right.
And is it? Absolutely, but it's done. It's sleeker. It's, to me, better written.
I agree with everything you said.
I love the characters, and what I love too is it actually goes against certain tropes too. Like you have the goofball that's goofing off throughout the movie, and then he actually gets out of the camp and survives.
He survives because he's at the bar.
Yeah, he's at the bar. He's at the bar drinking, which is, you can't do that either.
Can't do that at Crystal
But
Lake.
for that, I do love it. So the more I watch it, the more I go back to it. It's a fantastic movie, and I mentioned Smoky Mountain Terror earlier. I met Warrington Gillette, who played parts of Baghead Jason in that one.
Yep.
And he's a super cool guy as well. So if you ever get a chance to see him at a convention, definitely do so. But number 4 for me is Friday the 13th Part 2.
Let's see, where am I at here on this one? Is number 4 for me is Part 7, The New Blood, or as I call it, Weekend at Jason's.
Oh, so you got yours way up high.
It does have Bernie Lomax in it. It's also maybe the only time where Jason uses a electric gas powered
I know
killing tool. I mean, in the classic franchise, he might use them in later on in some of the fan films too. But right here,
count fan films.
I like the telekinesis of it. I
Jason versus Carrie.
She can stand her own instead of just running around screaming, getting hurt, getting thrown around, which she does a little bit of that too. But she can at least stand her own just a little bit.
Right.
And I thought it was cool that they went down that road and
down that
road. And the obviously the costume. If you've seen us rank the looks of Jason,
and I can't argue that.
Yeah, that's a costume that he's been under the water a really long time, and that's the way he would look. And for that, with the chains all around him still.
See his skull right here.
Yeah, and the spine coming out of the back. I love it. And that's why it holds strong right there.
I think part of the reason for me
4.
it drops down for me a lot too is this was the first one that really bled to death by the MPAA.
Yeah, a lot of those kills are cut out.
They are, and if you get the box set that Shot Factory had, all those kills, they're not added back into the movie, but you can watch them as a special feature.
Separate, yeah.
And if that would have been in there, oh my God, that would have amped it up a whole lot more for me.
Right.
Moving on then for number 3, Friday the 13th, Part 3, 3D. And
All right.
I absolutely love this. This one holds a special place in my heart because obviously it's the first time you see Jason with that iconic look, with that hockey mask with Richard Brooker. Steve Miner returns from Friday the 13th Part 2 to direct, and I think he takes it to the next level from where he did with Part 2 as well into Part 3. I love the characters. I love Shelley, even though a lot of people complain about Shelley, but I get tickled at Shelley because he goofs off so many times that when he finally does get his throat slit, nobody believes him. He just lays there and dies. But
Exactly.
if you just look at one, if somebody tells you, show me something from Friday the 13th that would make me want to watch it, and that's awesome. And for me, it's when Jason first walks out head to toe with the hockey mask on, and just holds up that spear gun and kills that girl.
Yep.
So for me, that I love. Obviously, I got 2 ahead of it, but I love this one.
That's well said. Well said. I like it. Let's see here. What number am I on now?
You're on 3.
I'm on 3. That's right. So Part 6, Jason Lives.
Woo!
Yeah. Number 3 for me. And I love this film. This is one of my favorites of when I go to the franchise. I want to see this one for sure. And this is one that I some of the others I might put on and zone out a little bit. This is the one I want to watch all the way through. It's very iconic for me. I like the look. I like the kills. I hate that they watered down some of the kills.
Yeah.
But I as far as when I think about Jason in my mind, this is kind of one of the areas that my mind goes to with this film. So that's why it falls right here at number 3 for me.
Well, I can tell you the top 2 for me are interchangeable because honestly, it depends on my mood, and I go
just
back
swap.
and forth. So it's like 1A, then 1B or whatnot. But for right now, I've got number 2 is Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives.
Nice. So we're not far off.
We're not far off. But I will say this about this movie: if I'm being objective, this is the best movie of the franchise as far as written, made, the way it looks, the way it's shot. To me, Tom McLaughlin does the best job out of all the directors there, in my personal opinion. Because you got a good blend of comedy in there. You still got some good scary elements. He does a great job bringing like Universal monsters into it, like where it's like Frankenstein being electrocuted and he's resurrected, and he actually shot in a way where
Jason.
Yeah, Frank and Jason.
Yeah.
He shoots it in a way where you can actually turn it to black and white or watch it like on monochrome, and it's going to feel like a Universal movie. So for that, I have so much respect for him for that, and I love, like I said, I love Tom Matthews as Tommy Jarvis. That's why I said I wish they could have kept with Corey Feldman, but I know he was going mainstream with Goonies and stuff, so they couldn't book him.
Right.
But if they could have got him from Part 5, I probably would have enjoyed that a whole lot more. But this, like I said, I could talk all day long about this one. This is one I wouldn't mind doing a deep dive on later on in the show as well, because it's just there's so much we can talk about with this one. But number 2 for me right now, I'm gonna shut up. Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives.
There you go. Number 2 for me is Part 4, the final chapter.
Mm-hmm.
I love this one too. This is another one that, like I was saying, if I put some on, I might space out. I might be on my phone. I might catch glimpses of it here and there. This is one I'm going to pay attention to all the way through.
Mm-hmm.
I love this one. I love the makeup. I love the kills. I like the way that they stuck to kind of as close as they could the outfit from Part 3.
Mm-hmm.
You know, obviously they couldn't
Looks
do
like he has the wear and tear from it too.
exactly, and I like those little details. I like Corey Feldman, the kills, all the iconic. What is one of your favorite iconic lines from this film? You know what I'm talking about.
Oh,
You know the one.
where's the corkscrew?
Where the hell's the corkscrew? There it is. We had to get him to say it just once there. Children of the
At first, I
Night.
was like, "Where's he going with this?"
Yeah, and so that's just a classic for me. Part 4, hold it close to my heart.
Yeah.
At number 2.
Well, I think you're wrong because for me, it's number 1.
Oh, okay.
Friday the 13th, Part 4, the final Friday, which we know at the time is not the final Friday. But
Nope.
for me, this is the quintessential Friday the 13th movie to where if I'm actually wanting to watch a true horror movie of Friday the 13th, this is the one. And you got a rainy and stormy night. You got the teenagers there. They're having their party in the cabin. You got the little family next door with the dog.
The Crispin Glover dance.
And you got my favorite Jason of all time, Ted White, doing this role. Yep. And you talked about the special effects. They brought Tom Savini back, and the way he sends Jason off is some of the best special effects for the entire series for me because it was before the MPAA really cracked down on them.
Right.
And so there's just so much going on that I love this movie. I love Crispin Glover. I love Teddy. Like I can't remember the actor's name, but the one that he has all that banter back and forth with the love computer and all that good stuff. Yeah. Like so, this is the one where like the kids themselves feel like normal teenagers.
They feel like kids.
Yeah, they actually they're ones you root for throughout the entire movie. You actually you're pulling for them. Whereas some not all, because in Part 3 we talked about earlier, I love that one. Same thing. They got some good characters in that one too. But like there's certain ones like where it's Part 7 we're talking about. They're just there to get that body count. You might get one shredded line that this guy likes to write. This girl here really likes the boy, but she's a shy, nerdy girl, and so you don't really get that tug for him. So I thought that was well done for this for Friday the 13th Part 4, the final Friday, and that's why for me it is number 1. Like I said, I love 4 and I love 6, so I can go back and forth depending on my mood. But for this list, it's number 1.
All right. That leaves my number 1, which, as you may have deduced, is Part 3. I love Part 3. I always have. I love the look of Jason. I love the movements of the actor who was actually a dancer.
Richard Brooker.
Had been a dancer, at one point. And just the iconic looks, the acting, Shelley, all these great characters in this film. The barn, the fight in the barn. I mean, I could go on.
The motorcycle gang coming there is awesome.
Yeah. And, I mean, there's just so much to love about this one. And I remember that when I first really, really started getting into the franchise, I believe it was the day after Halloween, and I don't remember how old I was, but this is one of the first ones that just came on the marathon. I was like HBO or one of those.
Right.
And I just sat there and just binge watched them all, of course. But this one definitely is my favorite, holds a very special place in my heart as being, when you say Jason Voorhees, this is where my mind goes with Jason. So right there it is. Children of the Night. Part 3 is number 1 for me on our Jason Friday the 13th movie ranking list on Friday the 13th itself.
So, as usual, like I said, do you agree with our list? Do you not agree with it? Leave us in the comments your rankings for the Friday the 13th films. And always make sure that you like this video, you subscribe to the channel, and you send it to your friends.
That's right. And, yeah, remember, keep your doors locked tonight and stay scared.